We can catch up some of those guys. We lost a few laps for technical issues, so hopefully that would be good for us. But for sure, Johan is being tested a lot now.
In goes the safety car, and it is, I think, that Ivo Brücker's car that will lead them around, and he's outbraked himself. He's going to be on the grass. Keep your foot in, Ivo. Yes, he does. Everyone else checks up behind him. Ivo Brücker's leading Class E in 21st position, restarts, and here comes the field.
And really smart by Christopherson, did not pass the Astra, because you are not allowed to overtake until you get to the control line, which is underneath the Liquimoli Bridge. So very, very smart job. But what would have happened if the Astra had ended up buried in the gravel trap, which I thought it was going to do? And this is messy, isn't it? Because a drying racetrack, some cars on different sorts of tyres, and the Lotus is in the fence.
No, this is the leader, the 60 car. We've just seen it being pulled back down the mountain, and it's got damage as it's come round to the restart. The one cover machine leading its category, the invitation category. I've got to say, I think I'd have been in for slicks at the restart of this race. I wouldn't bother to have gone round for one lap, but the safety car may save everybody's blushes, because I'm fairly certain that Hell Corner has claimed another victim there, Rich, as the restart, as you said, was very, very messy indeed.
Now watch the far left-hand side of the screen.
Just crossing the line now is the shoot. Now, who was that getting airborne?
So that was the Australian Mercedes. That was the number 63 Erebus Motorsport Mercedes.
Oh dear, and he's got a problem with the right front. The 63's got a broken
the steering arm.
Lee Holdsworth is going to be in strife. He might not get that car back round.
And that's what put that car in the fence, the Lotus. But broken front steering from what we can see for car number 63. Lee Holdsworth behind the wheel. A friend and I have a saying: there's no such thing as a dull Bathurst.
Can I write that one down?
Certainly.
No such thing. Let's go down to the man with the best hair in the paddock. That's Brendan Hartley.
Well, what's so funny is that they're saying you've got the best hair down here.
Probably the silliest hair.
More importantly, number 6 in the rankings at the moment. There's no way that you're not in this, and we know that you're a test driver, you've got a lot of experience, and even though it's your first time out, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I've loved the experience. So yeah, first time in a GT car, first time here at Bathurst, and it's been amazing, and the team have been great. Teammates have been doing a good job. We got a bit unlucky in the beginning with the safety cars. We lost 2 or 3 laps, maybe even 4 laps from the safety car. We just didn't work out well, but we're still there. We've run a pretty faultless race, so we're still in it to have a good result.
And there is rain noted at the top of the mountain, so it's potentially coming in. It could be hard, thick, fast. It is about changing tyres, but pressure is a big issue of the tyres.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've never driven this car in the rain, but yeah, I'm guessing this track gets pretty interesting in the rain. It's pretty interesting in the dry already, so it's the same for everyone. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be doing the end of the race, so there's a high chance I'll be in there when it's going to rain. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a good thing. It throws up opportunities. There's more risk, but you have a good chance of moving up places. So yeah, fingers crossed.
So dramas for Erebus Motorsport. They're going to work, but they're going to have to put that car in the bunker. This is going to be a real challenge, and they're losing positions by the moment. The number 63 car. Let's go down and hear from one of their lead drivers. Here's Peter Hackett.
Peter Hackett, catastrophe, talk us through what's happened.
Yeah, we haven't got too much information from Lee just yet. He's obviously disappointed, but at the restart, we know restarts build restarts, and looks like he might have broken a steering arm, which is a real travesty for us. The number 36 is still going fantastically well. The boys are doing everything they can. We might still make a podium. We're a couple of laps up on the field, so just have to see how long it takes to fix it.
Not that it makes that at all okay, but I mean, you set your intention yesterday. You were fantastic and have carried it through today. You've got to still be pleased.
Hey, it's not over yet. This place will throw everything at you, and this is just another Bathurst test.
Yeah, just another Bathurst test. It's thrown everything at us today, and now the weather as well. As we look at our 11th hour race recap, quite literally, and that was the Clearwater Racing Ferrari down at Maguire's Turn. Big contact with the Eddie, Seany, Meese and Grant, Audi R8 LMS, and then the pit work that followed. Some challenges for Matt Griffin, who put in a superhuman stint. It's now up to Craig Baird to bring that car home. This car in real contention for a strong result. Phoenix Racing Audi. Unfortunately, this one not so much. Calvert Jones, Porsche spinning out of the race at Falcon Tyres Elbow, right at the very top of Mount Panorama. There were pit lane struggles throughout today. It has been a bruising encounter, and this team was looking very good in their class before they were forced out with some mechanical dramas at the top of the hill. As we confirm our top 10 in the Michelin running order. Keep an eye on the Hunter Sports Group Porsche creeping up the order in Class B now, inside the top 10, and that team is looking for back-to-back victories in Class B at the Liqui 12 Hour. They have been super strong, and they're leading the way in the pedigree-sponsored class. And Rob Thompson looking for his first Bathurst class win in 6 attempts. Ridge's GT3 class in the Lotus. He leads the way there. The safety car will be in this time round. We'll be back to racing. Exactly 1 hour remains.
Oh, you're kidding me. I've just realised that.
We've just reset everything though, haven't we? And it's a completely different motor race with a completely different set of circumstances. And Bernd Schneider, the German touring car legend, leads the field down to the start-finish line, and he's got Craig Baird right in behind them. The 63 car is still in pit lane. It has not gone anywhere, and that will elevate Craig Baird up the order.
And also the Porsche with Van Giesbergen at the wheel. So all of a sudden, the Mercedes from being second gets demoted to fourth.
And a good move there by both Van Giesbergen and Craig Baird ahead of him to get past one of the Audis. You do not want to be behind just a slightly slower than new car going around it. A very slow car, you've got a chance to get by. A slightly slower car on a circuit where you're not sure about grip, that would have been a disaster. And they're both through at Hell Corner and heading up the mountain. But Schneider's got a good jump on these guys. Remember, he's got laps in hand, but he won't want to lose them, particularly with these really tricky decisions that have to be made on tyres and the possibility of more rain coming in around about 20 minutes time. Still the slippery surface, the red and yellow flags being held out. Sometimes it means debris. In this case, it for sure means still uncertainty over the grid, and there's little bits of standing water there, which, oh, this is a disaster to try and make this decision.
Yeah, that's the very nature of this place as well. The water pools in places in the undulations around Mount Panorama, right there where Craig Baird is going through at the top of Mount Panorama. So that's why you keep wets on. That's why I'm not surprised anyone has dived into pit lane just yet. So Baird in the Ferrari. This is the battle for second position now. It will be with Lee Holdsworth in the Erebus car still sitting in pit lane. So Ferrari and Porsche, that age-old sports car rivalry for second place in the Liqui 12 Hour, with Mercedes leading the way. Bernd Schneider in an unbelievable position, but there's still so much racing to go. An hour of racing here, 25 laps, if not more.
Look how much time the Porsche took out of the Ferrari going through the Falcon Tyres Elbow, as Craig Baird was fairly tiptoeing through there, trying to find some grip. Remember, he's got no front splitter on that car. That'll hurt him in the slower corners particularly. He'll be wanting more and more downforce, and he's got less and less. Great driving by Michele Rugolo as well, who is charging back up through the field and goes almost side by side with the 81 Audi. 63 cars back out, dropped down to 5th position, off a podium position. I'm being guided by one or two of our viewers and listeners who've had a look at that and have more mechanical knowledge than me. They think that was, rather than it being a steering arm, probably a bottom wishbone, because he still had control, some control of the wheel, but it was wobbling around enough to think that it might not have been completely connected. Just looking at some class leaders as they head up the mountain, the 44 Malrose Commodore has, I don't think it's been led at all, not even on pit stops. It has. Okay, hang on, let me find something. Okay, it'll have to be my head that I touch that is wood, as we've got a slow-moving Seat going up the cutting. Is he just staying out of the way, or is that the 70 car once again with issues as he's climbing very slowly up towards the top of the mountain? But the Malrose car, with those circuit maps on the side as its livery, genius idea, by the way, is proof again that this track and this race still has plenty of Australian atmosphere. That's a car that we just don't see enough of, those race cars in Europe, and I'd love to see Mal get his hope to come to Silverstone and race in the brick car. We had Mike Newton and Tommy Erdos try to race an ex-V8 Super V8 a few years ago, and they didn't quite get it to the end. But I tell you what, Mal knows these cars inside out. Back down to the pit lane. Weather still potentially could be playing a part. Here's Cher.
Tony Alford, you and the Nissan GTR just put slicks back on the car. They're saying 10 minutes to rain. What does that make you think?
Well, I think it's probably the right choice. It's too dry out there for wets at the moment, and secondly, we've got a four-wheel drive car, so we can probably go a lot further in the wet than those that aren't four-wheel drive. So it's 35 minutes to go. I think we'll last.
Well, you certainly have the most beautiful car in this paddock. I'm a sucker for pink cars, and adding the Nissan GTR in there is excellent too. Does it make you feel any more manly driving a bright pink car?
No more manly, but no less manly either.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
They do have the advantage, of course, of all-wheel drive. If it does drop in, as I think we've got another penalty coming on the start-finish line, and it is the 63 car of Tim Slade that's been called. And
that may well cost them another position, because Chris Mason, the number 9 Audi, is not too far behind them, 51 seconds in fact. So it's going to cost them some